Hello and welcome guys to Reception. This video is all about the ICSE 2022 Semester 2 Mathematics Specimen Paper. In this video, we are going to solve the specimen paper, and along with that, we will also talk about the examination pattern for the Semester 2 Mathematics Board exam. So make sure that you watch this video till the end, and if you like it, do hit the thumbs up button, share this video with your friends and subscribe to our channel Reception. Also, hit the bell icon to get notified of all our videos. Without further ado, first let's begin with the question paper pattern. ICSE 2022 Semester 2 Mathematics. Guys, the question paper will be of 40 marks and you will get 1.5 hours to solve it. The question paper is divided in two sections. Section A 10 marks and Section B 30 marks. Let's begin with Section A. Section A 10 marks. In this section you will have to attempt all the questions and you will get question 1. Guys, question 1 will have 10 MCQs of 1 mark each to give you 10 into 1 10 marks. Simple. Moving on to Section B. Guys, Section B is of 30 marks and over there you will have to attempt any 3 questions out of the 5 questions that you get. You will have question 2, question 3, question 4, question 5 and question 6. Out of these 5 questions, you will have to attempt any 3. Each question over here is of 10 marks, so 3 into 10 gives you 30 marks. And what is the subdivision? Guys, each question will have 4 sums of 2 marks, 2 marks, 3 marks and 3 marks. So 2 plus 2 4, 4 plus 3 7, 7 plus 3 10 marks. Simple enough to understand, and I hope you have understood it. Now guys, before moving on to the solutions of the specimen paper, I would like to suggest a good book for your preparation. The book is the Oswald Books ICSE Chapter Wise and Topic Wise Question Bank Class 10 for Mathematics. Now there are a few reasons why I like this particular book. I have gone through this book and here are the points that I like. First of all, for all the chapters, you have chapter wise and topic wise revision notes. That means you can easily revise all the chapters over here. Now, along with the revision notes, all the important formulas are also present. So at one place, you get all the important formulas of a particular chapter. Along with that, you have some amazing questions in this particular book. If you solve all those questions, I feel it will be very helpful for your preparation. So you guys can check out this particular book. What I'll do is I'll link this book in the description box below. You can go to the link and check this particular book out. I hope you will like it. Now we will move on to the solutions of the specimen paper. So guys, over here we have the ICSE Semester 2 examination specimen question paper for mathematics. Here are all the instructions, you can read them yourself. You have to attempt all questions from section A and any 3 questions from section B. So we will begin with section A. Question 1. You have to choose the correct answers to the questions from the given options. That means MCQs. Part 1. The point 30 is invariant under reflection in A. The origin. Guys, when the point 30 is reflected in the origin, the new point will be minus 3, 0. So it is not invariant. B. X-axis. Guys, when the point 30 is reflected in the x-axis, the new point will be 3, 0. That means the point is same, hence it is invariant. So the correct answer is B. X-axis. Part 2. In the given figure, AB is a diameter of the circle with center O. If angle COB is equal to 55 degree, that means angle COB is 55 degree, then the value of X is. Guys, first of all over here we can find the value of angle CAB. Angle CAB will be equal to half the angle COB. Why? Because the angle suspended at the circumference is half the angle suspended at the center. So we will have half into 55 degree, which is 27.5 degree. So this is 27.5 degree. Now over here we can also see that AO and CO are the radius of the same circle. That means the length will be same. And if the length is same, then angle ACO, that is X, will be equal to angle CAO, that is 27.5 degree. Therefore, angle X is equal to angle CAO, which is 27.5 degree, which is option A. Simple. Now we'll move on to the next part. Moving on to part 3. If a rectangular sheet having dimensions 22 cm into 11 cm is rolled along its shorter side to form a cylinder, then the curved surface area of the cylinder so formed is. Now guys, if a rectangular sheet is used to form a cylinder, then the curved surface area of the cylinder will be equal to the area of the rectangular sheet. That means CSA, the curved surface area, will be equal to 22 into 11 centimeter square, which is 242 centimeter square. Hence option D, 242 centimeter square is correct. Part 4. If the vertices of a triangle are 1, 3, 2, minus 4 and minus 3, 1, then the coordinate of its centroid is. Guys, I hope you all know the formula of centroid, which is x1 plus x2 plus x3 divided by 3 and y1 plus y2 plus y3 divided by 3. So let's calculate it. We have 1 plus 2 minus 3 by 3 and 3 minus 4 plus 1 divided by 3. So we have 0 by 3, 0 by 3. Hence the centroid is 0, 0. So option A, 0, 0 is correct. Part 5. Tan theta into square root of 1 minus sine square theta is equal to, let's solve it. So tan theta is equal to sine theta by cos theta, and over here 1 minus sine square theta is equal to cos square theta. So root over cos square theta. So what do we get? Sine theta by cos theta into cos theta. So ultimately we get sine theta. Hence option B, sine theta, is correct. Part 6. The median class for the given distribution is, you have the given distribution over here where n is equal to 18. That means for median we will have n by 2, which is equal to 18 by 2, which is 9. And 9 lies between 6 and 11. So the median class will be 11 to 15. Hence C, 11 to 15 is correct. Moving on to part 7. If the lines 7y is equal to ax plus 4 and 2y is equal to 3 minus x are parallel to each other, then the value of a is. First of all, let's find the slopes of both the lines. For the first line we have 7y is equal to ax plus 4. That means y is equal to a by 7x plus 4 by 7. So over here the slope is a by 7 because this is in the form y is equal to mx plus c. For the second line we have 2y is equal to 3 minus x. Therefore y is equal to minus x by 2 plus 3 by 2. Therefore m2 over here is minus half. And we know for parallel lines m1 is equal to m2. Therefore a by 7 is equal to minus half. Therefore a is equal to minus 7 by 2. Hence option B, minus 7 by 2 is correct. Part 8. Volume of a cylinder is 330 centimeter cube. The volume of the cone having same radius and the height as that of the cylinder is. So we have volume of the cylinder is equal to 330 centimeter cube. And the formula of volume of cylinder is pi r square h. In the same way, the volume of cone is equal to 1 by 3 pi r square h. So if the radius is same and the height is same, then we will have the volume of cone is equal to 1 by 3 volume of cylinder. So this will be 1 by 3 into 330 centimeter cube, which is 110 centimeter cube. Hence C 110 centimeter cube is the correct answer. Moving on to part 9. In the given graph, the model class is the class with frequency. So we can see in the given graph, guys, the class interval 20 to 30 is the class with the highest frequency, which is 72. That means the model class is the class with frequency 72. So option A 72 is correct. Part 10. If the probability of a player winning a game is 0.56, the probability of his losing the game is, so we have probability of winning is equal to 0.56. Probability of losing is equal to 1 minus probability of winning, which is 1 minus 0.56, which is 0.44. Simple. So C 0.44 is correct. Guys, over here we come to the end of section A. Now we will move on to section B. Section B. Guys, in section B, you will have to attempt any 3 questions out of the 5 questions that you get. Question 2, part 1. You have to find the ratio in which the x-axis divides internally the line joining points A 6 minus 4 and B minus 3 8. Let's do it. So guys, over here we have the points A 6 minus 4 and B minus 3 8. We have taken a point P on the x-axis which divides the line segment AB. The coordinates of P will be A 0 because P lies on the x-axis, so it will only have the x coordinate. The y coordinate is equal to 0. Now let the ratio in which P divides AB be 1 is to K. Now we can use the sectional formula, which is A will be equal to minus 3 into 1 plus 6 into K, so 6K divided by 1 plus K, and 0 will be equal to minus 4K plus 8 into 1, so 8 divided by 1 plus K. So we can use this equation to find the value of K. Let's do that. So 1 plus K will go over there, that becomes 0 is equal to minus 4K plus 8. Therefore 4K is equal to 8. Therefore K is equal to 2. So the ratio is 1 is to 2, which is the answer. Simple. Part 2. 3 rotten apples are accidentally mixed with 12 good ones. One apple is picked at random. What is the probability that it is a good one? A simple question from probability. Let's solve it. So guys, we have 3 rotten apples and 12 good apples. Hence, the total apples is equal to 3 plus 12, which is 15. Now we have to find the probability of getting a good apple. So probability of a good apple will be the number of good apples, which is 12, divided by the total number of apples, which is 15. So we get 3 4s are 3 5s are. So the probability is coming out to be 4 by 5, which is the answer. Moving on to part 3. In the given figure, AC is a tangent to circle at point B. Triangle EFD is an equilateral triangle and angle CBD is equal to 40 degree. You have to find the 3 given angles. First of all, it is given that triangle EFD is an equilateral triangle. So EFD, that means this angle is equal to 60 degree. This angle is also 60 degree and this angle is also 60 degree. Then it is also given that angle CBD is equal to 40 degree. So angle CBD, this is 40 degree. A. Angle BFD. BFD. Guys, we can find angle BFD by using the alternate segment theorem. So angle CBD is given, which is 40 degree, and the alternate segment is angle BFD. Therefore, angle BFD will be equal to angle CBD, alternate segment. So this is equal to 40 degree. Simple. B. Angle FBD. FBD. Guys, we can see that angle FBD is opposite to angle FED. So the entire thing is a cyclic quadrilateral. So angle FBD and angle FED will be supplementary to each other. Therefore, angle FBD will be equal to 180 degree minus 60 degree, which is 120 degree. Cyclic quadrilateral. C. Angle ABF. So we have angle ABF. Let me write this angle down, which is 120 degree. ABF. We can also find this easily. We can see that AC is a line segment. We know two angles over here, 40 degree, 120 degree. So angle ABF will be equal to 180 degree minus 120 plus 40. So angle ABF will be equal to 180 degree minus 120 degree plus 40 degree, line segment, which is equal to 180 degree minus 160 degree. So it is 20 degree. So 20 degree, 120 degree and 40 degree. So an easy question from circles. Moving on to part 4. A drone camera is used to shoot an object P from two different positions R and S along the same vertical line QRS. The angle of depression of the object P from these two positions are 35 degree and 60 degree respectively, as shown in the diagram. If the distance of the object P from point Q is 50 meters, you have to find the distance between R and S correct to the nearest meter. So a question from heights and distances. Let's solve it. So guys, over here we have the given diagram. The distance between P and Q is given, which is 50 meter. Let the distance between R and Q be H, and the distance between R and S be X. So ultimately we have to find X. Now over here the angle of depression is 35 degree. That means this angle will be 35 degree. And over here the angle of depression is 60 degree. That means this angle will be 60 degree. Okay. Now we will start. Firstly, in triangle PRQ. So PRQ, tan 35 degree is equal to perpendicular by base. So we have H over here, which is the perpendicular, divided by the base, which is given 50 meters. So 50. And guys, the value of tan 35 degree is 0.7. So 0.7 is equal to H by 50. Therefore, H is equal to 50 into 0.7 meter. We will keep it this way only. Moving on to the next triangle, which is triangle PSQ. So triangle PSQ, tan 60 degree will be equal to H plus X, which is the total distance. So H plus X divided by base, which is 50 meter. So 50. The value of tan 60 degree is root 3. So therefore root 3 is equal to h plus x divided by 50. Therefore, h plus x is equal to 50 root 3. Now we know the value of h, which was 50 into 0.7. So 50 into 0.7 plus x is equal to 50 root 3. Therefore, x is equal to 50 root 3 minus 50 into 0.7. Let's come over here. Now what we will do is, we will take 50 common. So if we take 50 common, what do we get? Root 3 minus 0.7. Therefore, x is equal to 50. The value of root 3 is 1.732. So 1.732 minus 0.7. So we get x is equal to 50 into 1.032. Therefore, x is equal to 51.6 meter, and correct to the nearest meter, it will be 52 meter. So guys, the answer is 52 meter. Moving on to question 3, part 1. In the given figure, PT is a tangent to the circle at T. Chord BA is produced to meet the tangent at P. Perpendicular BC bisects the chord TA at C. If PA is equal to 9 cm and TB is equal to 7 cm, you have to find the lengths of A, AB, B, D, T. Guys, first of all, for this given figure, we have PA is equal to 9 cm. So PA is equal to 9 cm. Then we have TB is equal to 7 cm. So TB is equal to 7 cm. First, we have to find the length of AB. This is quite simple because we can see that line segment BC is a common side for both the triangles ACB and TCB. Secondly, this angle is 90 degree. So this angle will also be 90 degree. Hence, the length of TB and the length of AB will be same. So this is 7 cm. This will also be 7 cm. Simple. Now we have to find PT. We know that one of the properties of tangents say that PT square is equal to PA into PB. Using this, we can easily find PT. So PT square is equal to PA into PB. PA is 9 cm and PB will be 9 plus 7. So 9 plus 7. Therefore, PT square is equal to 9 into 16. Therefore, PT is equal to root over 9 into 16. Therefore, PT is equal to 3 into 4, which is 12 centimeter. So the length of PT is 12 centimeter. Simple. Moving on to part 2. How many solid right circular cylinders of radius 2 cm and height 3 cm can be made by melting a solid right circular cylinder of diameter 12 cm and height 15 cm? A question from mensuration. Let's solve it. Guys, first of all, we have the small cylinders with radius 2 cm and height 3 cm. Then we have the big cylinder with diameter is equal to 12 cm. That means the radius R dash will be 12 by 2, which is 6 cm, and the height H dash is equal to 15 cm. We know the volume of cylinder is equal to pi R square H. Therefore, volume of small cylinder will be equal to pi R square H, which is pi into 2 into 2 into 3. And the volume of big cylinder will be equal to pi R dash square H dash. So that is pi into 6 into 6 into 15. Now, number of small cylinders N will be equal to the volume of the big cylinder divided by the volume of the small cylinders. So we have volume of big divided by volume of small. So we will have pi into 6 into 6 into 15 divided by pi into 2 into 2 into 3. Pi and pi gets cancelled out. 2 3s are 6, 6 gets cancelled out, 2 3s are 6. So we have 3 into 15 which is 45. So 45 smaller cylinders can be made from the big cylinder. Part 3. You have to prove that cos square A divided by cos A minus sin A plus sin A divided by 1 minus cot A is equal to sin A plus cos A. Let's solve it. Over here guys, we have to prove LHS is equal to RHS. So we will start with LHS. Left hand side. We have cos square A divided by cos A minus sin A plus sin A divided by 1 minus cot A. What we will do is we will convert this cot to cos by sin. So cos square A divided by cos A minus sin A plus sin A divided by 1 minus cos A by sin A. So we get cos square A divided by cos A minus sin A plus sin A divided by sin A minus cos A divided by sin A. So this sin A will go over here and over here we will get sin square A. So cos square A divided by cos A minus sin A plus sin square A divided by sin A minus cos A. Now what we will do is we will change the sign over here to cos A minus sin A. So a minus will come out. So ultimately we will get cos square A divided by cos A minus sin A. The minus will come out. So minus over here. Sin square A divided by cos A minus sin A. Now the denominator is same, so we can take the LCM. Let's come over here now. So the denominator is same. Let's take the LCM. We have cos A minus sin A and the numerator is cos square A minus sin square A. So over here we have A square minus B square. So we will get A plus B, A minus B. So cos A plus sin A, that is A plus B, into cos A minus sin A, that is A minus B, divided by cos A minus sin A. This and this gets cancelled out and we get sin A plus cos A, which is your right hand side. So RHS proved. Simple. Part 4. You have to use graph paper for this question. The following table shows the distribution of marks in a 50 marks test in mathematics. You have the table given. You have to draw the ogive for the above distribution and hence estimate the median marks. So a simple question of ogive. Let's solve it. So guys, here we have the table. Let's find the cumulative frequency. So for the first one we have 6. Then 10 plus 6, that's 16. 16 plus 13, that's 29. 29 plus 7, that is 36. And 36 plus 4, which is 40. So n over here is equal to 40. For median, we will have 40 by 2th term, which is the 20th term. Now let's move on to the graph paper. So guys, we have the graph paper over here where along the x-axis we have the marks and along the y-axis we have students. The scale was already given in the question, so I have written the scale over here and the question number is 3 part 4. These are few things that you need to keep in mind while answering any graphical questions. Let's start plotting now. The first point will be 10, 6. So 10, 5 and 6. The second point is 20, 16. So 20, 10, 15, 16. The next point is 30, 29. So 30, 29. The next point is 40, 36. So 40, 35, 36. And the last point is 50, 40. So 50, 40. Now let's construct the ogive. So it will start from 0. Free hand. So here you have the ogive. Now for median, we had the 20th term. So it will come from here. Let's take a scale. And let's bring it down over here. So we have 21, 22, 23. So guys, the median is equal to 23. Simple. Now we will move on to the next question. Moving on to question number 4, part 1. You have to find the equation of the perpendicular dropped from the point P minus 1, 2 onto the line joining A, 1, 4 and B, 2, 3. Let's do it. So guys, it is given in the question that a perpendicular is dropped from the point P minus 1, 2 onto the line A, B. Now we have to find the equation of the perpendicular drop. That means this line. I'll take this point as M. So we have to find the equation of the line PM. What we will do is, first of all, we will find the slope of the line AB. So slope of AB, say small m, is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, which will be 3 minus 4 divided by 2 minus 1. So we have minus 1 by 1, which is minus 1. Now we know that for perpendicular lines, m into m1 is equal to minus 1. So we have the slope m. m1 will be the slope of the line PM, the perpendicular. So minus 1 into m1 is equal to minus 1. Therefore m1 is equal to 1. So we get the slope of the perpendicular line as 1. Now we can easily find the equation by one point form, as we know the point P. So the equation will be y minus y1 is equal to m x minus x1. So what do we get? Y minus 2 is equal to the slope 1 into x minus minus 1. So what do we get? Y minus 2 is equal to x plus 1. Therefore y is equal to x plus 3, which is your answer. Simple. Part 2. You have to find the mean for the following distribution. The distribution is given over here. Let's find the mean. So guys, over here we have the distribution where the class interval is given and the frequency is given. First of all, we have to find the class mark, which is x. So for the first class interval, it will be 30. For 40 to 60, it will be 50. For 60 to 80, it will be 70. And for 80 to 100, it will be 90. So basically the class mark x is the midpoint. Then we have to find fx, which is the multiplication of f and x. So 4 into 30, that's 120. 5 7 are 35, 350. 7 6 are 42, 420. And 9 3 are 27, so 270. Now we will have to add up fx and f. So when we add up fx, we will get 1160, and when we add up the frequencies, we will get 20. So summation of f is equal to 20 and summation of fx is equal to 1160. We will find mean by the direct method, which is mean is equal to summation of fx divided by summation of f. So we have 1160 divided by 20, 0 and 0 gets cancelled out and we will get 58. So the answer is, the mean is 58. Moving on to part 3. A solid piece of wooden cone is of radius OP is equal to 7 cm and height OQ is equal to 12 cm. A cylinder whose radius and height equal to half of that of the cone is drilled out from this piece of wooden cone. You have to find the volume of the remaining piece of wood, taking pi is equal to 22/7. Over here you have the given figure, a question from mensuration. Let's solve it. So guys, for the cone it is given that the radius is equal to 7 cm and the height is equal to 12 cm. From this cone a cylinder is taken out. So cylinder, and the radius of the cylinder is half of the radius of the cone. That means r dash is equal to 7/2 cm and the height of the cylinder is equal to half of the height of the cone. So h dash will be 12/2, which is 6 cm. Now we have to find the volume of the remaining solid. So the final volume will be equal to the volume of the cone minus the volume of the cylinder. Simple. So we will have volume of cone, which is 1/3 pi r square h, minus the volume of cylinder, which is pi r dash square h dash. So let's put all the values. 1/3 into, let's keep pi as pi over here, r square, that's 7 into 7, into h, that is 12, minus pi into r dash square, which is 7/2 into 7/2 into h dash, which is 6. Now let's take common. Pi will come out common, into 7 will come out common, and we will get 1/3 into 12 minus 1/2 into 1/2 into 6. So 22/7 into 7 into 7 into 3 4s are 12. So 4 minus 3/2, that is 1.5. And this 7 will get cancelled out. So what do we get? We get 22 into 7 into 4 minus 1.5, that is 2.5. So 2.5. When we multiply this, we will get 385 centimeter cube, which is the answer. Simple. Part 4. You have to use a graph sheet for this question. Take 2 centimeter is equal to 1 unit along both x and y axis. So over here we have a question from reflection. Let's take a graph paper and solve this. We have the graph sheet over here. Let's start with part A. You have to plot the points A, 3, 2 and B, 5, 0. So first A, 3, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So this is point A. And B, 5, 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0. This is your point B. Reflect point A on the y-axis to A dash and write the coordinates of A dash. So we have to reflect point A on the y-axis. So the distance from y-axis is 1, 2, 3. So over here we will have 1, 2, 3. So this will be A dash and the coordinates will be -1, -2, -3, 1, 2. So -3, 2. Simple. Part B. You have to reflect point B on the line A dash to B dash. So first let's join the line A dash. So A dashed. We have to reflect the point B on A dashed. So the distance of point B from the line A dash is 1, 2. So we will have 1, 2. So this will be B dashed and its coordinates will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5, 4. Simple. C. you have to name the closed figure A dash B dash AB. So A dash B dash AB. Let's join it. A dash B dashed B dashed A. So B dashed A. AB. So AB and BA. So we have BA. So the closed figure over here is arrowhead. So I'll write it over here, arrowhead. It was a very simple question. Now we'll move on to the next question. Moving on to question 5, part 1. In the given figure, the sides of the quadrilateral PQRS touches the circle at A, B, C and D. If RC is equal to 4 cm, so RC is 4 cm, RQ is equal to 7 cm, RQ is 7 cm, PD is equal to 5 cm, so PD is 5 cm. You have to find the length of PQ. Now this is a very simple sum. This can be solved from the theorem that if from one external point two tangents are drawn to the same circle, then the lengths of both the tangents will be same. So we can see over here PD is a tangent and the length of this tangent is 5 cm. PA is also a tangent drawn from the same point, so the length of PA will also be 5 cm. Simple. Then look over here that the length RC is equal to 4 cm. RC is a tangent and RB is also a tangent. So the length of RB will also be 4 cm. Now we can find the length of BQ. So BQ will be 7 cm minus 4 cm, which is 3 cm. So this is 3 cm. Now from the point Q, two tangents are there, QA and QB. We know the length of QB 3 cm. So the length of QA will also be 3 cm. So the length of PQ will be equal to PA plus AQ, which is 5 plus 3 cm, which is 8 cm, which is the answer. Simple. Moving on to part 2. You have to prove that sine cube theta plus cos cube theta divided by sine theta plus cos theta is equal to 1 minus sine theta cos theta. So another sum from trigonometry, let's solve it. So guys, over here we have to prove that LHS is equal to RHS. We begin with LHS. LHS. We have sine cube theta plus cos cube theta divided by sine theta plus cos theta. Now what we will do over here, we will use this formula to factor sine cube theta plus cos cube theta. I hope you know this formula, which is a cube plus b cube is equal to a plus b into a square plus b square minus ab. So let's factor this. What we will get? We will get sine theta plus cos theta into sine square theta plus cos square theta minus sine theta cos theta whole divided by sine theta plus cos theta. This term and this term will get cancelled out. So what we will get? Sine square theta plus cos square theta minus sine theta cos theta. And we know that sine square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. So we will have 1 minus sine theta cos theta, which is equal to the right hand side. So RHS proved. Now we will move on to the next sum. Moving on to part 3. In the given diagram, OA is equal to OB, angle OAB is equal to theta, and the line AB passes through the point P minus 3, 4. Find A, slope and inclination theta of the line AB. So let's do that first. As you can see guys, in this particular figure, the triangle OAB is a right angled triangle, and it is given in the question that OA is equal to OB. So OA is equal to OB. Hence, if this angle is theta, then this angle will also be theta. So what we will have? In triangle AOB, we have theta plus 90 degree is equal to 180 degree. Therefore, 2 theta is equal to 90 degree. Therefore, theta is equal to 45 degree. Hence, the inclination is 45 degree. Simple. Now, for slope, we know that m is equal to tan theta. So, it will be tan 45 degree, which is equal to 1. So, the slope is 1. Simple. B, you have to find the equation of the line AB. Now we know the slope of AB, which is 1, and we have a point P on line AB, which is minus 3, 4. We can easily find the equation. So equation will be y minus y1 is equal to m x minus x1. So we have y minus 4 is equal to m, the slope 1, x minus of minus 3. So what do we get? Y minus 4 is equal to x plus 3. Therefore, y is equal to x plus 7, which is the answer. Simple. Part 4. You have to use graph paper for this question. You have to estimate the mode of the given distribution by plotting a histogram. You have the distribution over here. Let's take a graph paper and solve this question. So guys, over here we have the graph paper. I have written the scale. Along the x-axis we have daily wages, and along the y-axis we have workers. Now we have drawn this over here because the daily wages are not starting from 0. So the first bar that we have to plot is 30 to 40, and it will be 6. So 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. This. Then we have 40 to 50, 12. So 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 12. Okay. Then we have the next one, 50 to 60, which is 20. So straight away over here. 20. Then we have 60 to 70, which is 15. So 15. Then we have 70 to 80, which is 9. So 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. So guys, the histogram is ready. Now we have to find the mode. How to do that? Now the highest bar is for 50 to 60. What we will do is we will draw two diagonals. One from here to here and one from here to here. The point of intersection will give us the mode. So let's do that. This till here. And from here till here. So and from the point of intersection, I'll draw a straight line which gives us the mode to be 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56. So guys, the mode is equal to 56, which is the answer. Simple. Now we'll move on to the next question. Moving on to question number 6, part 1. A box contains tokens numbered 5 to 16. A token is drawn at random. You have to find the probability that the token drawn bears a number divisible by A 5, B neither by 2 nor by 3. So a simple sum from probability, let's solve it. So guys, we have tokens numbered from 5 to 16. So the total tokens will be 12. Part A. We have to find the probability that the token drawn bears a number divisible by 5. So the numbers which are divisible by 5 between 5 to 16 are 5, 10 and 15. Therefore, n is equal to 3 because there are 3 numbers divisible by 5. So probability of divisible by 5 will be equal to 3 divided by the total tokens, which is 12. So we have 1 by 4. Part B. Neither divisible by 2 nor by 3. So the numbers which are neither divisible by 2 nor by 3 will be 5, not 6, 7, not 8, not 9, not 10, 11, not 12, 13, not 14, not 15, not 16. So we have 4. Therefore, n over here will be equal to 4. So the probability will be 4 divided by the total number of tokens, which is 12. So we will have 1 by 3. So the answer is 1 by 3. Simple. Part 2. Point M2B is the midpoint of the line segment joining points PA7 and Q65. You have to find the values of A and B. A question from sectional formula. Let's solve it. So guys, over here we have the points P and Q and the point M is the midpoint. Now we have to find the values of A and B. We can do that using midpoint formula. So we know that midpoint formula is x1 plus x2 divided by 2 and y1 plus y2 divided by 2. So let's use that. So we will have 2 is equal to A plus 6 divided by 2 and B is equal to 7 plus 5 divided by 2. So what do we get? 4 is equal to A plus 6. Therefore, A is equal to minus 2. And B is equal to 7 plus 5, that's 12 by 2. Therefore, B is equal to 6. So we get the values of A and B. A is equal to minus 2 and B is equal to 6, which is the answer. Moving on to part 3. An aeroplane is flying horizontally along a straight line at a height of 3000 meter from the ground at a speed of 160 meter per second. You have to find the time it would take for the angle of elevation of the plane as seen from a particular point on the ground to change from 60 degree to 45 degree. You have to give your answer correct to the nearest second. Another question from heights and distances. Let's solve it. So guys, over here I have already constructed the diagram. Let me explain it to you. The height of the plane is 3000 meter. The plane started from point E where the angle of elevation was 60 degree. Then the plane moved from E to D. So the angle of elevation changed from 60 degree to 45 degree. Now we have to find the time it would take for the angle of elevation to change from 60 degree to 45 degree. So basically the time it takes the plane to travel from E to D. So let's start solving. First, in triangle AEB, so AEB, we will have tan 60 degree. First of all, let's say the distance from A to B is X. The distance from B to C is Y. So the total distance will be X plus Y. Okay. We basically have to find Y over here. The distance between E and D. So tan 60 degree will be equal to the perpendicular, which is 3000 divided by X. we know that tan 60 degree is equal to root 3. So root 3 is equal to 3000 divided by x. Therefore x is equal to 3000 divided by root 3. So we will rationalize it, multiplying both numerator and denominator by root 3. So into root 3. So what do we get? X is equal to 3000 into root 3 divided by 3. So we get x is equal to 1000 root 3 meter. Okay. Now we'll move on to the next triangle. So in triangle ADC, we have tan 45 degree is equal to the perpendicular by base 3000 divided by x plus y. So 3000 divided by x plus y. So we will have 1, which is the value of tan 45, is equal to 3000 divided by x plus y. Let's come over here. So we get x plus y is equal to 3000. Now we already know the value of x, which is 1000 into root 3 meters. So y is equal to 3000 minus x. Therefore y is equal to 3000 minus 1000 root 3. Now what we will do over here? We will take 1000 common. So taking 1000 common, we get 3 minus root 3. So we get y is equal to 1000 into 3 minus the value of root 3 is 1.732. 1.732. So y will be equal to 1000 into 1.268. Therefore y is equal to 1268 meter. So we have found the distance. Now we have to find the time. The speed is given, which is 160 meter per second. We all know that speed is equal to distance by time. Therefore time is equal to distance by speed. So we will have time is equal to the distance, which is 1268 meter. So 1268 divided by the speed, which is 160. Therefore time will be equal to 7.92 seconds. Nearest second will be 8 seconds. So this is your answer. Simple. Moving on to part 4. Given that the mean of the following frequency distribution is 30, you have to find the missing frequency f. Guys, the frequency distribution is given. Let's find the value of f. So guys, over here we have the class interval and the frequency. First, let's find the class mark. So for 0 to 10, it will be 5. 10 to 20, it will be 15. 20 to 30, it will be 25. 30 to 40, it will be 35. 40 to 50, 45. And 50 to 60, it will be 55. Now let's find fx, which is the product of f and x. So 4 5s are 20. 6 15 is 90. 10 into 25, that's 250. F into 35, that's 35f. 6 into 45, that's 270. And 55 into 4, that's 220. Now let's find the summation of fx and f. So guys, for fx we have 850 plus 35f, and for f we have 30 plus f. The mean is already given, which is 30. Now we know the formula of mean, which is x bar is equal to summation of fx divided by summation of f. So we will have 30 is equal to 850 plus 35f divided by 30 plus f. So what we will get? We will get 900 plus 30f is equal to 850 plus 35f. So what we will get? We will get 900 minus 850 is equal to 35f minus 30f. So we will have 5f is equal to 50. Therefore f is equal to 10. So this is the answer, that f is equal to 10. So guys, with the end of this sum, we come to the end of the solution of the mathematics specimen paper. I hope that you have liked the solutions, and if you have, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and share this video with your friends. Until the next video, this is Rishi on behalf of Eduception signing off, and guys, take care.